This broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
Clark's.
It is bank account. Aggies have an opening season lost. Boy, we got a lot to do today. What is up? And Merry Monday to you, coming off of a 0 week. A 0 week that was entertaining. All but the one home team won And you saw and I still can't take my eyes off it. It is still. Did you watch Bowl Did you watch the No, I didn't. I couldn't stop watching yesterday. And then when that Lewis Black kid hits the bomb right after Carl Rapper says, Carousel hasn't given up a home run in the whole World Series yet. Next. Good night. Start out there. Why listen to the bitter? Why are you angry? You don't like what?
I do.
Why does it
It feels like it's gone on.
It's been going on for a while. Just like football goes on forever.
There's not enough football in the world. We need more football.
The NBA goes on way more
season.
How long does the NBA go?
Yeah, and that's why they trying to tinker with it.
And it's still going
so
on.
long.
Now I got FIBA World Cup. I mean, enough. Mm-hmm. Don't these guys have to go to school? Mm-hmm. Wait, they didn't have to go to school. They did 1 year and then they went and got
one and done. Get paid.
Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, DC. How was the weekend?
Good weekend.
Birthday weekends for both of you guys, huh? You both get cake? Did you ever get your cake?
I did eat some cake this weekend.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
And then like double gym sessions?
Enjoyed some cake. Very good.
He's got the sleeves curled up above the guns again. You look good, dude. Was down in Cruces for New Mexico State. Really good atmosphere down there on Saturday, and boy, what a disappointment! I will tell you this: UMass is better, and you're not going to be wrong when you say they hadn't won in 24 straight road games, and everything you're going to tell me about UMass, about their past, you're going to be right. Okay, and when the Lobos play them in what 3 weeks, 4 weeks, JJ, whatever it's going to be here. The quarterback that they got from Clemson is a different cat than they had last year. The transfers from Arizona are different. They have physical New Mexico State, but it was an insane letdown last Saturday night. They had a really nice. I know it didn't look like it on TV. Everybody was on that west side, in the shade. Yeah. That side was packed, and the quarterback Tyson Fomachan. From Clemson, I thought was good. We'll talk with Jerry Kill tomorrow about it. But did you watch most of that game? Because it was one of those where you kept thinking the Aggies were going to come back. Okay. And I thought the fourth down run by Fomachan was the biggest play of the game. The turnovers just absolutely killed New Mexico State. They put up 270 yards of offense. They ran the ball for 222 yards. But they killed themselves with mistakes early, and that's a tough one to start with.
Turnovers, 3 turnovers, and UMass scored off every one of them.
Yep.
Including a pick six. Yep. Diego Pavia didn't look good, and that was the main thing that Jerry Kill talked about last week. He said the reason that New Mexico State is going to be better is because Diego Pavia is better. Yeah. And there was a lot of offense in that second half both ways. The final touchdown for New Mexico State brings it closer, but you gave up 41 points to UMass at home in the season opener. Yeah. When there was expectations, when there was hype, whenever I was talking about how a bowl team was going to be better.
Yeah, all of that's right. Now, it's one game, and I watched them go 1-5 last year and get a lot better, and I do believe Jerry Kill's teams are going to get better. I think he's a good enough coach. I did see different, just being down the field, they are bigger. I do believe they have playmakers like that. Monty Watkins' speed is legit. Did you see his 80-yard touchdown run? He ran away from everybody. He's legit. I think Star Thomas is a good running back. I asked a couple people before, I said, you know Diego better than I. How's he going to play from ahead? Meaning he was great when nobody thought they were going to be anything. Now he's got all the press clippings. Now he had a Heisman vote. Now he's on magazine covers and posters and all this stuff. And, no, he's great. And I don't know if that's why he didn't play well. He didn't play well, though. In fact, Jerry went to Eli Stowers, the quarterback from Texas A&M, and he got him on the field. He used him as a slot back. They handed him the ball. He's the one who handed off the ball on the 80-yard touchdown run. So I guess he gets credit for that drive. He didn't throw the ball, but they did change out quarterbacks. I don't know that it's guaranteed that Diego's the guy the whole time. Do you?
I think it is because they didn't allow Stowers to throw the football.
They did not. It was all triple look.
It was all package plays.
It was all an option look. Yeah.
So I don't think that Diego Pavia is losing his job anytime soon. But, man, it's 2 turnovers in the passing game for Pavia, all 3 leading to touchdowns that New Mexico State had. It was also a game where defensively, so many big plays in the second half. And New Mexico State did not look good defensively.
Talk with Jerry tomorrow at 7:15. 7:15 tomorrow morning. New Mexico State coach Jerry Kill will be with us. They play Western Illinois this coming week at home, trying to get healthy there. 8 o'clock this morning, Danny Gonzalez, New Mexico's head football coach, will be with us as the Lobos get set to go. We'll get through the other stuff. There were 3 Mountain West teams in action over the weekend, and I don't think any of them embarrassed themselves as they went. 2 of them went on the road and played power conference schools. We'll get there. Big story over the weekend. Trey Lance is a Cowboy. So the trade comes down. As I was traveling and just kind of listening to games and interspersed and everything, and I'm like, wait, what? This what went down? And I started thinking it through, and I listened to a lot of radio. I on the road time, right? And listened to a lot of music, and then I just flipped over what are people saying, and hearing how it's the worst trade ever, and John Lynch has to be held accountable, and yeah, they gave up a lot for Trey Lance. Did the 49ers. They traded 3 first-round picks, and first-round picks don't always work. I mean, you can go through your list of Jamarcus Russells and Achilles Smiths, and I mean, just go over Josh Rosen's, but not always do you trade up this much to get there. Do you give them credit from the Niners side for just saying, you know what, it didn't work, cut bait, we're not going to drag this thing on and get rid of it?
My thing is, what do people want? Do they want John Lynch fired? Because I've heard that so much.
Yeah, no, I hear that a lot.
The 49ers need to take accountability for this. What else are they supposed to do? They missed on a quarterback. Yeah. They don't feel that having him play is in the best interest of that football team right now for him to develop with where they are in their window. They like Brock Purdy the whole 7 games plus an elbow injury more than Trey Lance. They don't even like Trey Lance enough to keep him as a QB3. Like, do they want John Lynch to
be fired? Yeah.
Like,
for putting together the rest
point?
of that roster, which, by the way, the majority of people think is, if not the best, the second best in the NFC, right? So he put together the whole rest of that roster. And look, you know me. The last thing I'm going to be is a Niner apologist, but he's put together a hell of a roster, right? They missed on a quarterback. Now, the reason that people are so up in arms and losing their mind about this is they missed on a quarterback and spent so much, right? They gave up so much. And did you see who went after Trey Lance? And they go down the list of Micah Parsons. And they weren't taking Micah Parsons with those picks, right? So, yeah, the next 10 guys were hits, right? Hit. Yes, you're right. But the rest of that damn roster is pretty good. And, again, find me a general manager in the history of the National Football League who hasn't missed on a quarterback. Find me one.
Well, the thing that people are so upset about is that San Francisco is still good despite that. Mm-hmm. And other coaches and general managers, when they miss on a high pick, their team is usually bad and stays bad. And that's not the case with the 49ers. So do people feel sorry for Trey Lance, and that's why they're so upset? Is that he didn't get a fair enough shot?
No.
As well, because I've seen that.
No, it's people are they think that if he would have hit on a quarterback, that the Niners would be a dynasty. That's the rhetoric I hear. That the narrative I hear on a regular basis this weekend is, well, if they didn't miss on this quarterback, that roster would be dying. We'd be having this is this is what I heard East Coast screaming heads at me. That we'd be having the conversation, are the 2029ers better than the Patriots of the last 2 decades? That's what I've been hearing. That if he didn't miss on quarterback, that they'd be that damn good and they'd be winning Super Bowls. I'm like, easy, man. Like, I don't know that that's true, first of all. Yeah, they're good. Well, he screwed up the Garoppolo deal and he screwed up the Trey Lance thing. And the only thing that's saving him is they got lucky with the last pick in the draft. And it might be right. I don't know that I'm ready to say they'd have been winning Super Bowls. Are you guys? You think they'd have already won a Super Bowl if they didn't screw up the Trey Lance team?
Is the only other pick they could have had, well, 2, Justin Fields and Mac Jones.
Okay.
So if they're saying that they messed up on Trey Lance.
Well, where were they picking if they didn't trade up to 3?
They could have either met Justin Fields won 11.
Okay.
They initially started at 12.
They were 12.
So Mac Jones was the other one that we heard a lot that they wanted in the move up.
Feel better about that?
Are they better with Mac Jones and a Super Bowl dynasty right now?
They wouldn't
No.
have a Super Bowl dynasty. Yeah.
No.
They just wouldn't. So, I don't know. I've been listening to so much. They need to be held accountable. All right, what do you think about it from the Cowboys side? So the Cowboys go out, and obviously everybody's, well, what does Dak Prescott say? What does Dak Prescott say? Well, what Dak Prescott said is, quote, to be honest with you, I'm not surprised by anything anymore. I understand it's a business. That's a first-round talent. You're always trying to make your team better. That's the front office. So we're going to welcome him, as we do any teammate. Hope he makes us better and continue to get back at him. We have one goal as a team, win the Super Bowl, end quote. This is a fresh start for Trey Lance. And this is the Cowboys saying, Dak, if you aren't that guy, and now, and because you're going to want $50+ million next year, you got a first-round pick ready to go. And he may be saying, fine, go ahead. Knock yourself out. This is
You got a first-round project ready to go.
You got it's a first-round pick, a number 3 overall, but he is absolutely a project.
Dude, that was QB4 in San Francisco.
Yeah. Was he 4?
If they traded him, he was QB4 because they would keep Brandon Allen as QB3.
Yeah, I think they trade. I mean, he was.
But a lot of it is they
Brandon
just
Allen.
needed to move on.
They needed to move on.
Yeah.
They just
And not
done.
keep him around and that noise
The noise. Yeah.
and everything that would be there for Trey Lance. And now, why is Dallas bringing in this noise?
Well, first of all, Dallas loves this noise. This is so perfect.
I'm right there with you. This is finally, because the Cowboys, for as much as fans love to scream about Jerry Jones, this team, when it comes to the draft, when it comes to free agency, I don't know the exact timeline, but they've been on it. Like, Jerry hasn't done crazy things. This feels like they finally let Jerry have a toy.
That's right.
They're like, all right, you've been good. You haven't been complaining. You haven't been whining. You can pick something while we're at the store.
100%.
And he picked Trey Lance.
Right up his alley. The Cowboys give up a 4th-round pick and get the 3rd overall pick in the draft from 2 years ago. And this is right up Jerry. Jerry loves the noise.
You didn't let him have Johnny Manziel and all this other stuff. Okay,
Thank
you can have Trey Lance.
Who's going to end up being a better quarterback, Johnny Manziel or Trey Lance in the NFL? The answer's got to be Trey Lance because Johnny Manziel was so bad. But I mean, is Trey Lance going to be any better? What have you seen from Trey Lance in the very limited sample that makes you think this can work?
The numbers are insane. When they put up Trey Lance college and NFL attempts, it's like under 600 pass attempts he's thrown in like 5 years in live game action.
So let me tell you this. If you want to play the other side, maybe he's a Jordan Love kind of a thing, where he gets to sit around for a couple of years, and certainly he has. A, because of injury, and B, because he's not been very good since. And if he takes over next year or the year or whatever, maybe he gets to develop because he barely played football. That's what was so amazing when the Niners went all in on him, right? There was such a small sample size. And you know when the boy geniuses are the smartest guys in the room, and they know better than everyone. That's what Shanahan and Lynch did on this one. They saw something that nobody else saw in Trey Lance, and they were going to get him, and he was the greatest thing ever. Maybe not. Boy, do we got a lot to do today. Boy, do we got a lot to do today. Cowboy fans, should Dak worry? Should you worry? Do you care? We're not done with this yet. Want to hear from you at 505-246-0610. That's the Sports Animal phone line and text line, 505-246-0610. Should Dak worry about this, and what does it mean moving forward? Trey Lance is a Cowboy. You're listening to 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Hey, it's Rich.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine. Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes. Wait, what? Seth?
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community.
Remember this? This is supposed to be awesome.
Yeah. Yep. Chad, how you feeling? You're on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Chad.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Yeah, this has Jerry Jones written all over it right from the get-go. As soon as I saw this on Friday, I was like, oh, God. I don't like it for many reasons. For one thing, Cowboys are in the prime right now. They have a chance to get to the Super Bowl. This is the time. You got to build the team off of what you have. Why not go out and get Jonathan Taylor, use some money for that, or a draft pick for him? And it just plants bad seeds of doubt in Dak Prescott, who is, you say he's the guy, and he's got to lift his level to get to that next step. Is this going to help him meddling 101, and it kind of bothers me because it just sets the wrong tone for the start of the season.
All right, Chad, appreciate you. Thanks. So that's a Cowboy fan says, I don't like it. Let me ask you this question, and I think I know the answer, but maybe I don't. Is Trey Lance better than Cooper Rush?
Not right now.
Yeah, not right now. That's tough. He on paper maybe could be, but not right
Dak gets a stomach flu. I don't want to get him injured. So Dak gets a stomach flu and is vomiting all Saturday night before the opener. He can't play. Who do you want playing? Cooper Rush or Trey Lance to win a football game right now?
Cooper Rush.
You kind of do, right? Now, is the hope that by mid-November, developing under our system, that he's going to be in our building, he's going to be better than Cooper Rush? He's the guy moving forward?
Yes. That's the hope.
Is there any... What's Cooper Rush's ceiling?
This.
Okay, I think you might be right, but do we know that? And I'm asking you it in this vein. A year ago right now, let's not even go a year ago. Let's go, when did Cooper Rush play? Like October, right? Last year? So October, so 10 months ago, if I said to you, you got to ride with a quarterback and it's Cooper Rush or Brock Purdy, there was no conversation, right? It was Cooper Rush, right?
When did you ask the question again?
Last October, when Cooper Rush was on his little 4-0 run and Brock Purdy was a guy nobody heard of.
Yes.
Easy answer, right?
Yes.
What's the answer today?
I think people are going to assume it's Brock Purdy. But if you ask the question, insert the quarterback into same exact offense, what are you getting?
I don't know. And that's why. So, do you see where I'm going with this? Is Cooper Rush? I probably not, right? It's so rare. Give me an example. If Brady's the only one, right? A guy that was drafted just to be a backup, was a backup, and became a longtime starter in the league. Do you got? I mean, give me kind of the path that Brock Purdy's on right now. Do you have do you have a few more? Because it almost never. If you're drafted and you're a backup, like dude, you're a backup because you get labeled Cooper Rush is just a backup, right?
Yeah, you're not going to get as many opportunities as even a Baker Mayfield does, and we know who
Mayfield
he
was
is.
drafted number 1 overall,
but it's like, yeah, that's the difference between getting drafted in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th rounds versus, let alone a first round and a number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Now there's the undrafted guys we talk about: Kurt Warner, Tony Romo.
Yeah, Kurt Warner's a great, and those are two great examples. Those are actually two really good ones.
Could there be more there for Cooper Rush? Sure, but I'm also going to bet that he's more of a flash in the pan backup guy because that's what the majority are.
Of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL right now, right? Sam Howell was a 5th round pick, if I'm not mistaken. Dak was a 3rd, and Russell Wilson was a 3rd. Is that correct?
Dak was a 4th round pick.
Dak was a 4th?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 3 guys. Derek Carr was in the 2nd. I'm looking at, what was Jim Garoppolo drafted? Any idea? But other than that, man, everybody's a 1st round pick. Josh Allen, Tua, Mac Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar, Joe Burrow, Deshaun Watson, Kenny Pickett, C.J. Stroud just got the job, Anthony Richardson, Trevor Lawrence, even Ryan Tannehill, right? Russ was a 3rd. Mahomes was the 1st. What was Jim Garoppolo? Did you find that?
2nd round.
Yeah, 2nd. Herbert was 1st. Kyler Murray was 1st. Stafford was 1st. Brock Purdy was last. Where's Geno? I mean, you see where I'm going with this? The overwhelming majority at that position is a 1st round pick. I just wonder, man. What the expectations? Is Jerry going to tell McCarthy he's your number 2? Is dude going to be ready? And like, maybe the talent's there. Maybe he just needed a change of scenery. Needed something. Now maybe Now, maybe he sprouts. Good for him if he does. And from the Cowboys standpoint, I got no problem with this. I'm going to be straight with you. They traded a 4th-round pick for this. I got zero problem. If they think it's going to strengthen their quarterback room, good for them. Good for San Francisco to get rid of it and move on and get rid of the noise. It sucks for them. They got to rip that Band-Aid off, and it hurts like hell. I got zero problem with this trade from either side.
Trey Lance needs the XFL. He just needs to play football.
Okay. All right.
And these are two situations where if Trey Lance is playing football, you're not feeling good about your chances right now.
If he's playing football in the NFL.
If Trey Lance is starting at this moment for San Francisco or Dallas, something very bad has happened.
That's right. That's right. All right, it's cut day. We're going to watch a lot of cuts come down as well as we go out through this whole thing. They named a starting quarterback in Houston. Who that is and what that means is a rookie was competing with a 3 years in a veteran. Are you a veteran at that point? How about incumbent? Can you go with that? Rookie was competing with the incumbent. Who got that job? What it means moving forward for that franchise is next. Danny Gonzalez at 8 o'clock. It's game week for the Lobos on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670. The Sports Animal, your home for Monday night, Sunday night, Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
we fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit.
Are going with the Houston Texans. The rookie over the incumbent after the final preseason game for the Texans last night, where they beat the New Orleans Saints. CJ Stroud was announced as the starting quarterback. I don't think this is a surprise at all, right? You get a guy that high in the draft. You were not a good team. Davis Mills was your guy. He had every opportunity in the world to take over and be the guy. You went up and got CJ Stroud, and you're going to go with CJ Stroud. I thought zero surprise here. I didn't even think that competition was still open. Did you?
No, but when you don't officially put it out there, that question is going to be asked until the very moment that it is put out there that CJ Stroud is your starting quarterback. I like all three rookie quarterbacks. Bryce Young in Carolina, Anthony Richardson in Indianapolis, CJ Stroud in Houston. But this year, too, is going to be about take your lumps, don't get broken physically or mentally, and let's see what you got in year two. I don't know if one of them is going to be able to click and have just this amazing rookie year.
Who will have the best? I'm going to ask you two ways. Who will have the best year, and which team will have the best record of the three? Anthony Richardson, the Colts, CJ Stroud, the Texans, Bryce Young, Carolina.
I think we're going to see the most explosive plays from Anthony Richardson because of his running ability. I think Bryce Young is going to have the highest completion percentage because there's going to be a lot of checkdowns in that offense because you're realizing very quickly that when Adam Thielen is your best receiver, you don't have a lot of great weapons in Carolina right now. And I think, CJ Stroud is about adjusting to the speed of the game. That's been the biggest thing. Your dudes are always wide open at Ohio State. Not the same thing when you get to the NFL.
You got to throw dudes open and go throw them really tight windows. So what
the
was
best record of those quarterbacks? Man, without just being able to look at the schedules in front of me, how it sets up, I'll give it to Anthony Richardson.
Really? Yeah. What do you think?
Ooh, that's interesting. Most wins, I have a hard time thinking it's going to be Richardson because they have a lot going on up there. I can statistically, I think he is the probably the top performer of the three, but I kind of wonder how things are going to shake out in Panthers land. I know they don't have a ton of weapons, but I just think he's looked better than the three. So I think most wins, I personally would take the Panthers.
I'm on the Panthers too. I just think they got the best team of the three. That doesn't mean that I think they're going to the playoffs or they're great. I just think of the three, look, with no Jonathan Taylor, and there's still no Jonathan Taylor, right?
And their defense is a mess.
Like I look at them and I think it could be a long season in Indianapolis. I think Houston might be a little bit better than people think because I think D'Amico Ryans is going to make a difference. I think they've gone out and built a bit of a defense. The roster's not deep enough to sustain enough, the injuries that you're going to get in an NFL season in Houston. But I believe that they're going to turn around. But I just think the best overall roster of those three is Carolina, and that's why I think that's where that's going to go. But let me ask you this, and I was thinking about this, and I know what I've got an answer. Maybe this is going to be in the red zone at 9:30 this morning. I'm not sure. What did you learn the most? Like, did you get any of your big questions answered? Or do you feel like you did because after week one you realized you didn't? But do you feel like you got any of your questions answered in preseason? Because I know what mine is.
Did we get answers to the questions? We didn't. Because you are absolutely right. In this week-to-week league, we're going to come in that Monday morning, September, 11th?
Okay.
I think, and be like, OMG, how did we miss this up? But it's just week 1.
Do you feel like you got any big questions going unanswered?
Not really, because hardly any starters played.
So I feel a lot more secure about Jordan Love. I feel a lot, not just watching him play in preseason, because that is what it is. But every report, every player, every comment coming out of there, and then watching him play, he looked to me so much more confident. He looked like he was throwing into windows. He looked, dare I say, like an NFL quarterback. So as preseason is over, of all the things, we go in there, look, we have all kinds of questions. What are those rookie quarterbacks? We're going to be asking those questions in November, okay? And we might still be asking about Jordan Love. But of everything that I think I know, and I realize I won't know on September 10th, I feel like I've come out of preseason with a different feel about Jordan Love and the Packers.
I think that is the biggest thing most of us were able to answer is this dude didn't look lost. Like Jordan Love didn't look lost. He looked in command. And I think one of the things you pointed out is really interesting is how the team has talked about Jordan Love. Yeah. Now, their expectations in Green Bay aren't the same as San Francisco, but I'm going to put Trey Lance in that conversation. People aren't talking about Trey Lance like that. People weren't like, wow, Trey Lance, man, we're excited about this kid. His future's bright. Like, that never came out of San Francisco.
Right. Right. And I think there's something to reading the tea leaves a little bit, don't you? There's something to, look, your eyes will tell you whatever your eyes tell you. It's the whole reading between the lines thing. What does it really mean? What does it say? What are people? My eyes told me what my eyes told me. He looked like a quarterback. All right, Jeff, but he was going up against second-string guys, and fair enough. But everything I hear coming out of there, everybody, have you read one thing that didn't say he's way better than we thought he was going to be? That he's improved, that he's ready to take over?
No, he's everything seems positive. When you hear people on the radio talking, Cowherd seems to love him. Everyone says very positive things. He's definitely won over the fan base in the locker room, which, I mean, for a young quarterback, that's really important.
Good for him, man.
Yeah, he's on the right track.
No, good for him because, look, and I'll say this again. Jordan Love was put in a tough spot, and he didn't do anything wrong. And, people hated on him because they think he's the one who ran Rodgers out of town. He sat in that damn green room until somebody called his name. And then he had to sit on that bench in Green Bay until someone called his name. He didn't do anything wrong. Well, if he'd have been better, he would. No. If he'd have been better, what? He'd have beat out Rodgers? He would have won the job? Come on. They picked him in a spot where everybody wanted them to go get a receiver and help out Rodgers. And Rodgers wasn't the guy you're watching on Hard Knocks the last 3 years, was he? By every account, this laughable, chill, wonderful teammate, just hanging with the guys. That's not any of the reports, that's not anything you heard out of the last 2-3 years out of Green Bay, is it?
Nope.
Did you hear that? Oh, he was really good. The way he is with Zach Wilson. Did you hear any of that he was that way with Jordan Love?
Never.
Now, you could tell me, well, maybe he just didn't like Jordan Love. Okay, fair. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't. He says he likes Jordan. He's a great kid, is what he said. But Jordan Love was brought in to take his job. I can't sit here and 100% blame Rodgers for not helping the guy take his job. But when it all comes down to it, it wasn't Jordan Love's fault. Jordan Love didn't do a damn thing wrong.
Do you see Jordan Love as a rookie, or how do you classify him?
Well, he's a third-year guy who's been in his first year playing. I mean, he's a first-year starting quarterback. Is how I classify him. But he's not up for Rookie of the Year.
True.
Right?
True.
I classify him as a first-year starter.
In my mind, sometimes I group him with some of the rookies,
That's
just
fair.
seeing as he's a first-year guy.
But he should be beyond them because he's been 2 years in the league and he was behind Rodgers. Right?
He should be. You're absolutely right.
Right? He should be better than them. Don't you think?
Yes.
Plus his
Well, that's
team.
expectations that's coming from the team. Their tackle, David Bakhtiari, said, "We do not look at this dude as a rookie quarterback.
All right,
he
so
has to be better than that."
Drop Bryce Young in Green Bay. Do you feel different about him or C.J. Stroud or Anthony Richardson on that team?
Mm-hmm.
Of course you do, right? That's a better team. But yeah, he should be better further along. This is the way it used to be, guys. This is the way the NFL, the model on quarterbacks was up until the last 15-ish years. Draft a quarterback, have him sit behind a veteran for 2 years, and then let him go, because the common thought was he is not ready to go when he comes out of college. Then you started drafting guys so high and so young and paying them so much money, and your team was so bad because you were drafting so high, well, you had to play him right away.
When did that change?
About 15-ish years ago. I mean, Rodgers, this is the way Rodgers came up. Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre. But it's not this way anymore, man. You draft a guy and he's got to go. Kind of helped Brady, didn't it? He was behind Bledsoe. Helped him too. And when we come back, how'd you feel the Mountain West Conference did over the weekend? Hawaii played Vanderbilt. San Diego State was home for Ohio. And as somebody on CBS Sports Radio told me, something called San Jose State played USC. How'd the Mountain West Conference do in week 0? We're going to get into that. How's your car looking? Grungy, dirty, grimy, stinky. I know mine too. I just did a road trip. It's time for me to call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. You should too. On the Spot Automotive Detailing comes out to you and details your vehicle when it's convenient for you. Where it's convenient for you, at your spot. You're working, so are they. They're in the parking lot. You get a buzz. You go outside. Well, you get a text, not really a buzz. Like, it's a whole different thing. You get a text. You go outside. And people are, like, literally last time it happened, they were staring at the car, like, how do I get that? Well, you go to otsdetailing.com. This is what the car dealers do. When they're done, it's like my car was brand new. Look, feel, smell, around the rims, under the hood, under the seats, everywhere. On the Spot offers a 10% discount to our military and our teachers. Learn more. Schedule online On the Spot Automotive Detailing. It's otsdetailing.com. That's otsdetailing.com.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust. and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Little taste of college football over the weekend. What, 6-7 games? Interesting stuff. I think we learn all the time. Don't ever take anything for granted. UTEP learned that. I was listening to the UTEP pregame show going down there, and John Teicher, their play-by-play guy, talking about how the expectations were high. They had all 5 linemen back. Gavin Hardison, the kid from Hobbs, New Mexico, back at quarterback for like, what, their 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th years. He's been their quarterback down there. They had their top receivers back. They loved their defense. And then went to Jacksonville State. And Rich Rod in Jacksonville State in the Gamecocks FBS debut beat the Miners 17-14. Dana Dimmel, the head coach of UTEP, had it, JJ, it was 4th down and like 1 at the 19. Instead of kicking a field goal with 1:21 to go, went for it, didn't get it, and they lose. And that was a big disappointment. Obviously, the Aggie game was disappointing. Mountain West team San Diego State beat Ohio a lot closer than it might have been. San Diego State had a pick 6. Cody Moon was all over the place. The young man, the former Lobo from Valencia County, led San Diego State with 11 tackles. He had a hurry that led to an interception. He also had a late hit that called back a pick 6 for San Diego State, which would have put the game away. Cody Moon was everywhere for San Diego State.
Cody Moon is a fantastic football player. And it's one of the reasons I am concerned about the Lobos defense, because you lost 2 really good ones in the transfer portal. Now you're getting some guys back healthy, so we shall see. But you just saw the immediate impact Cody Moon had for the Aztecs, and it was a tough day for the Aztecs, especially when Ohio starting quarterback goes out
in the first series.
Their second string quarterback, 18 completions and 42 attempts.
Yeah.
And you're
holding on,
run away from them in that game.
Yep, they were holding on. But they win, and you'll take an opening win. I thought, all right, I'm driving up. I was listening to this radio station, and CBS Sports Radio says USC beat something called San Jose State. I'm like, come on, man. San Jose State didn't embarrass themselves. USC, at halftime, it was what? It was 21-14 SC. And they covered, if that matters to you. 56-28 USC. Caleb Williams had a big day. I don't know. Did it tell you anything about San Jose State? that they can score a little bit. SC's defense concerns me, by the way.
I guess so. The giant question mark with USC is defensively, are they good enough to win a national championship?
No.
The answer to that question right now is no.
What did it tell you about San Jose State?
Chevan
They'll
Cordero
be here
is
in October.
always going to create opportunities for you on offense.
Yep.
And that's why Chevan Cordero is the best quarterback in the Mountain West.
Do you think he's better than
right
Brumfeld?
now?
You think he's better than
I think
Brumfeld?
Doug Brumfeld could be the highest ceiling quarterback.
UNLV.
With potential to get a look in the NFL, like we just saw, Jay Kaner with the Saints. But Chevan Cordero is the best college quarterback in the Mountain West.
All right. And then Hawaii went to Vanderbilt, SEC country, and A.J. Swan, their quarterback, threw for 258 yards. Hawaii loses 35-28. Like, Timmy's team played really, really, really,
That was
really
my
well.
upset pick of the weekend.
Yeah, it
Hawaii.
almost came through. Hawaii scored 14 points in the second half and had some opportunities. But did you know that a year ago, do you remember these two teams played? Hawaii beat Vanderbilt 63-10, which is just bonkers to think about. Hawaii went up early. And what did I tell you about Hawaii? Because the Lobos play them too. So do the Aggies.
There's a reason I took the over.
Well, all
right. That's what it tells me.
All right, we'll hear what Danny Gonzalez had to say. I know he watched some football over the weekend. Lobo football coach. Lobos, it is now game week. They will be on the road. They're at Texas A&M to open up the season on a Saturday. What does he think about that? How does he get his team ready? And his thoughts on the three Mountain West teams who opened up the season this week in week 0. Conversation with Lobo football coach Danny Gonzalez. Looking forward to that. I'm excited about hearing what he says about game week and getting it going and the difference in the building today. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football.
Olivas going to the corner of the end zone. Nice grab there by Josh Jackson, and that's going to be a touchdown, El Dorado.
Their strong point, their focal point, and their
Nelson will keep it himself for some room on the right side. Nelson's on his feet, and he is in. It's a touchdown for Noah Nelson.
Sliding, they slid out of going out there. Linebacker, they're going for the big gutter play. How did he hold on to that, Ethan Olguin? My goodness, a 32-yard bomb. He's going to launch this one long, and it's a little bit short, but what a pull down. Fabian Trujillo. Unbelievable, this man.
Dyer, back to pass. Pressure, gets out of it nicely. On the sideline, got an open man. It's Lambrana. Cheeto made one miss. Cuts back up the middle. Another cut to the right, and he's all the way down at the 10-yard line.
Is that Sweet Pete Jr.?
Right?
Good gang, cumulus.
Move there by Cheeto Lambrera.
Second and 1, give it to Gallus. Once again, he evades one tackle, evades two. Breaking into the open, there's a block, bye-bye. And he breaks the last tackle to get through. Jack Gallus with the touchdown.
Happy with his defense so far. Vukovic, and that ball is ripped up. Bernalia will have this ball at the 1-yard line.
That's the extra yards for Cheeto. Dyer quickly, it's batted into the air, and it is picked off. Rams football as Rio Rancho finally gets the turnover they need as it's tipped into the waiting arms of Vincente Tafoya. Ryan Brown that punched it into the air and allowed Tafoya to come away with it. Let's see if Nelson can make it pay.
Back.
No! LaCueva gets it back on another tip drill. It falls into the waiting arms of the senior Luke Ryder.
Kick is up. It will bounce into the arms of Daniel Garcia, and Garcia explodes through the middle. He dodges Castro, and Garcia will run that one back from about the 17-yard line. Call that one an 83-yard touchdown rush.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your
and all those things, but it's officially started. Last night we did our regular Sunday, the lift and meet and all those things to get the guys loosened out, and then they have their off day today so they can go to school and get all that stuff taken care of, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday we'll do nothing but focus on trying to compete against Texas A&M and leave on Friday. So the intensity has definitely picked up. The good part is our guys are tired of running into each other, so it's about time to go run into somebody else. And you saw first games are what they are. You usually make your most improvement between game 1 and 2. So I anticipate the schools that we play that played this last weekend will make big improvement this week, and then the season will keep moving forward.
You know, I saw a quote from Timmy Chang, Hawaii's coach, and he said he's reading everything to his players. They're picked to, he says, I know what Vegas says that we're only supposed to win the over-under 3.5 games. I know we were 30 whatever point underdogs at Vanderbilt. I let them know this, and they use it as a chip on his shoulder. Do you show them, hey, we're 38-point dogs, and Vegas only thinks you're going to do this? Do you use that stuff as motivation like Timmy does?
You know what? I think it's probably a little bit oversold nowadays. We talk about it because, it's out there. The kids are so into social media and all those things. They see everything and they hear everything, so they know what's being said about them. As you can tell, the transfer portal has kind of changed what a team's going to be like week 1. Nobody has any idea what the team they're going to play really looks like when you fit in pieces. You can see those pieces on paper, but how they actually work together. You can have a bunch of really, really talented players, and if you can't get them to work together, then you're not going to show improvement. But if you do like UMass, Tyson Fomicon, the young man that transferred from Clemson, we recruited to try and get him here a couple of years ago. He made a big difference for their football team. So you never know until you actually play them. Texas A&M has quite a few transfers, both in and out. We do. So, that's the new exciting part of the transfer portal in week 1.
Danny Gonzalez, global football coach, is with us on the Sports Animal.
Danny, when you talk about the scout team, how important is their role in that preparation? What do they need to do during the week, and how do they need to do it for your team to be ready?
It's a hard deal for a bunch of them because a lot of them going through fall camp, especially if they're teetering on the edge of being a backup. It's a little bit of a disappointment. But the mature teams, I think we have a fairly mature football team. Those guys handle it the right way. especially the older ones that might have to be on the scout team that aren't going to play on Saturdays, they have a vital role, because the better look that the guys that are going to play get against the opponent's offense and defense and special teams, the much better chance you have at having some success early. And so those guys, I think we've got a group that did a good job last week. They got over the, oh man, I'm on the scout team. And then tomorrow, I anticipate it being a really good look. We're going to do a lot of scouts tomorrow and get ready to play a game. So those guys understand their role. If the guys that are playing on Saturday practice really, really hard, the scout team guys kind of have to go hard enough so that they protect themselves. So the harder that your first and second team guys practice, the better the scout team will practice, because they'll try harder to stay healthy. So we'll see that on Tuesday, and I'm excited about it.
Do you know the attitude of this team yet? Because in years past, you've talked about when you go into these games, when you step into these big stadiums, and maybe your teams have not been where they need to be confident-wise. Do you know where your team is yet?
I know they're excited as can be to go play this and have this opportunity. It's a great opportunity. Whatever happens on Saturday doesn't define our season. Win or lose, competitive. It's about going in there and trying to physically play somebody in a great football game. But I know this, our kids, completely different attitude than we had in 21 when we headed there. I think it was a little bit too big of a moment. I think the group that we have that we're taking in there is really, really excited to play, and they get an opportunity to play on ESPN. Just like the two schools did, New Mexico State and UMass. It's on the main ESPN. It's not on ESPN Ocho or whatever those other channels that they have. It's on the main one that everybody gets a chance to watch, and our kids are really excited to go out there and compete on that channel.
Danny Gonzalez with us, the football coach at UNM. Lobos over the season on ESPN and over on News Radio KKOB on a Saturday at Texas A&M. Last year you opened with Maine, and you in previous years there's been an FCS school that comes in, and that'll be next week, Tennessee Tech. But is it a different preparation? I'm not going to say that you would look past anybody, because I know you didn't. You guys weren't good enough to look past anybody. But is it a different sort of a preparation for an opener when you're going up into SEC country, into a team that's got a number in front of their name? This is a ranked team, Jimbo Fisher, all the hype that goes with Texas A&M, 23rd ranked team in the country. Is it a different preparation, or is it, hey, it's a football team on the other side, just like you are, just like Maine, just like Abilene Christian or South Dakota State?
You can say all those things. They put their pants on just like us, one leg at a time. All that stuff, all those cliches really don't matter. We don't approach it any different. We're going in there to field the best, most physical football team we can. We're going in there to compete. They've got, I've pointed out to our guys, they're being told by everybody in the world about how they underachieve. They've got the most talent. They don't produce with what the most talent they've had. All those things they're hearing over and over. Coach Fisher's a great coach. Him and Coach Petrino together. Coach Petrino's he's been a head coach for a long time, so he understands the role of an assistant coach. So all the nonsense about who's calling plays and there's going to be a problem. Those guys are two professional coaches that have done a great job their entire career, so they'll be really good together. It's a great opportunity for our football team to go out there and throw our hat in the ring with a team that everybody in the country thinks should be competing for a national championship every year. So there's going to be 90,000 people there. It's going to be humid. There won't be sun because it's at 6 p.m. and that stadium is really, really tall. So it'll be I can't express how great of an opportunity it is for our football team. And plus, we're getting $1.6 million. So we'll go compete, have fun, and see what happens.
What's your biggest question mark with your football team going into this?
Getting through that first 10 minutes of the football game, that first 2 or 3 series. Not letting the moment be too big and just relaxing and playing ball. When we went over there 2 years ago, the second play of the game was a 60-yard touchdown, and then we went 3 and out and punted the ball, and they scored in another 2 plays, and in 4 plays on defense, it was 14-0. And then we settled down, and for 8 straight drives, they didn't get a first down. We could not move the ball a lick on offense. I anticipate us being able to move the ball a little bit better than we did and see what we can do. So we've got to get through that first initial onslaught, and if we can do that, it'll be a great afternoon of competitive football.
Danny Gonzalez, Lobo head football coach, with us here on The Sports Animal. A lot of new faces on the offensive side, not just in the coaching staff, but also on the field for your team. What have you seen from just the chemistry, the development, from the coaching staff, from the players, where you are right now leading up to the season?
As wild as this is going to sound, I think the guys that have been on our football team for the last going into year 4, that have been around for the entire build of what we're doing have done a phenomenal job with 41 new faces via the transfer portal, and then you got 5 new coaches. I think the team chemistry and the bonding is far exceeded what I thought it would be, and it's better than any team that we've produced so far. I think you have to give credit to the older guys, both transfers and the guys that have been on our team. We did a lot of team building stuff. We had a deal at my house last night that had some really, really cool things about. I mean, they're really vested on, one, being a competitive winning football team, but sticking together and fighting through. I mean, there's going to be up and downs. There's ups and downs in every single football game, as you guys saw in football games over the weekend. And how you respond to the bad moments of a football game really determines what kind of football team you're going to be. And I think we're at a good spot as far as these guys are really, they really like each other. They're willing to fight for each other and all those good things. So we're further along than I had any idea we'd be when we introduced all those new faces. And we're further along than we've been in the past. So that's a positive sign. It doesn't matter until the ball's kicked off on Saturday and we actually see what kind of football team we are. I mean, you can say all the words you want about how we're going to be better, we're going to be this, we're going to be that. We'll see on Saturday.
How much did you watch this weekend? 4 your future opponents played. You had your week 3 and 4 opponents play each other down in Las Cruces. Hawaii played at Vanderbilt. You saw San Jose State play with SC. How much did you watch? What did you think of the way the league represented this weekend?
I thought the league represented itself very well. Both of the teams that lost, San Jose State and Hawaii, had a great opportunity. I mean, down 7 with 2 minutes to go with the ball. I thought San Jose State, now SC is obviously very, very talented, just like the team we're playing on Saturday. And I thought they gave them a great fight for a while. SC had a couple big plays that really took the energy out of San Jose late to make the score look a lot more lopsided than it was. And then San Diego State played really good on defense, caused 3 turnovers. Ohio's a good football team, so I mean, if people expect San Diego State to win that game by 40 points, they're crazy. I mean, Ohio rushes the ball as good as anybody in the country, and they do a really good job. And then the 2 games down south. Now, we practiced at 5 o'clock on Saturday because that's what time we're going to kick off next week. So we practiced to do our game day simulation so the guys know warm-up routine, pregame meal routine, all that stuff. So I didn't get to see the New Mexico State-UMass game until late in the second half and watch the end of that. And both of those teams are vastly improved. Obviously, UMass is significantly improved, and we'll get an opportunity to watch more film on those 2 teams down the road. But it was exciting to watch football. I mean, UTEP, that was, I'm sure everybody down there thought they were going to go into Jacksonville State, and it wasn't going to be a contest in Jacksonville State. I mean, now obviously they have a good football coach, and you have to have good players if you want to be a good team. So there was that, and a lot of it was good to see football again, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it was. A young man out of Valencia County that you guys developed here at New Mexico had a heck of a game for San Diego State, didn't Cody?
Oh, I'm glad you said that we developed, because we did. We did a hell of a job developing that young man. And, I mean, he played great at 11 tackles and was all over the field. And Coach Hope can get him to settle down in the key moments and not make silly mistakes. I mean, he's a great football player, and he plays hard, and that's the way you want him. You want him to play on the edge. So, I mean, they did a great job of keeping them out of the end zone, and they forced the 3 turnovers that he was a part of. So that was good to see in our league.
Safe travels to College Station. Always appreciate the conversation. We'll do this every Monday. We will not be here next Monday. I believe it's Labor Day, so we'll figure that out. But go safe travels. Have a great week of practice. Good luck at Texas A&M, Danny. Appreciate the conversation.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Real quick for Albuquerque, I mean, we start here September 2nd, obviously, against Texas A&M, and then our first home game. Albertsons has extended their family pack offer for season tickets. So if you have a $50 Albertsons receipt, you get $50 off. I mean, that's $50 per seat for a family of 4 for the entire season. So continue to buy season tickets. This football team has got a great opportunity to be competitive and represent Albuquerque the right way. Our kids are really excited about having you guys come out here. So good luck this football season. Thanks for having me on, guys, all the time. Our coaches' wives are unbelievable. During August, they don't see the coaches. Now that we're getting into September, they'll see us. So my wife is unbelievable as always. Thanks for all you guys do, Jeff. I appreciate it. Go Lobos.
See you, Danny. Danny Gonzalez. The conversation with Danny Gonzalez has been sponsored by the law offices of Rudy Chavez. Personal and experienced care for your legal issues. Call Rudy at 505-242-5500 today and make your legal problems go away. A lot in there. You're responding to that and what he said about the differences or lack thereof of opening up against a ranked opponent on the road as opposed to years past opening up against an FCS at home, and how you feel about that. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday Night Football.
This report is sponsored by Generator.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife.
A sweet deal for you. It's Spirit Week around here. Do you know that? Like not like, yay, go team Spirit Week. They're like, yay, look at that box of booze that dude just brought in Spirit Week. Did you know that?
That's Spirit Fingers.
Yeah. All right. You're responding to what Danny had to say, and it's look, I get it. Isn't Cody Moon from Albuquerque played for Volcano Vista? I think you're right. Yeah, you're right. And that was my bad. But he played his backside off, didn't he? The difference between starting out the season against Maine and A&M. How do you feel about it? Like he said, it's not any different. Global fan complains. DC, you're not here every year. They cry and complain that why are we playing on Labor Day weekend on Saturday? We should play Thursday. We should play Monday. We should play whatever. So now they're on the road against a ranked opponent. Do you feel any differently? Because I think what he said is right. This weekend will not define their season.
The first 2 weeks are not going to define their season.
Fair enough.
And that's what's a little tough about college football scheduling is you run into situations like this. You have a New Mexico team that hasn't been good, that has a lot to prove, that will have a lot of people in wait and see mode. Not a lot of people jumping in just yet on the Albertsons ticket deal, all the great ticket deals that are available. They're going to say, all right, you show me. And they're going to see a Texas A&M score that could be lopsided.
Right.
They're going to see an FCS team and go, okay, shouldn't you win that game? And then it's New Mexico State. So you're going to be 2 weeks into the season still with a lot of people with no idea what this team is going to be.
Yeah, I think that's right. And look, week one, when you play Maine, when you play Abilene Christian, when you play Texas A&M, is going to define what you're doing. And I think that you're gonna figure it out probably week 3, week 4. That's when you're going to know what you got, and that's when you're going to know where you are, what you've got going, and how you're moving. I'll read some of your correspondence. You got emails coming in, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com, and on the text line, which is also the Sports Animal phone line, 505-246-0610. All right, we got Distillery Week going on. Yeah, you can touch the things. What's the first of all, when you come in with a big box of booze, but yet you have a water bottle, what's in the water? Chris is here from Safe House Distilling Company, which is today's sweet deal. What's up, Chris?
Hey, what's up? How are you guys?
We're good. What's in the water bottle?
Oh, I mean, it's Monday. It's just water.
I thought it was Monday.
Just water.
So Monday it's the vodka, and then on Tuesday it's the this. All right, here's what we got going for you. And it's going to be all week for you. So today you go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com. You click on the sweet deal icon at 9 o'clock, and you get $50 at Safe House Distilling for just $25 in the heart of downtown Albuquerque. Safe House produces high quality, memorable, enticing spirits. Memorable and enticing. See, that's way better than I don't remember any of it, and it was enticing. Talk about your spot because it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so our spot's downtown Albuquerque. We're in an old bank building, so we opened about 4 years ago, right before COVID. But
yeah, how'd that work out? That was a good time, huh?
We made a lot of hand sanitizer.
Yeah. Where you are and how people find your spot, and what makes you just different than maybe something they're just going to find on a shelf.
Yeah, so I mean, we focus on craft spirits. I mean, this year alone, we've won over 50 medals around the U.S. for competitions for our spirit quality and everything.
So I think that's one of the things that people might not get as much, right? I think people are on to craft beers. Everybody's into, I know what a craft beer is, and I like craft spirits. Might not be as commonly known a term. Explain that a little bit to people.
Yeah, so I mean, everyone obviously knows about the big brands, kind of like the big beer brands. Yeah. So we're we're kind of doing the same thing, focusing on local, focusing on craft. We have, a green chili infused vodka. We have.
How's that?
Oh, delicious.
Is
New
it?
Orleans that just won best pepper vodka in the world.
So what do you mix that? You drink that straight? How do you like it?
The best way to drink is Bloody Marys.
Really?
For sure.
That sounds perfect. No, that's 100%. Ah.
For your next Monday.
Or I mean, is there
Labor Day?
Is there a reason?
Exactly.
Is there a reason I can't do it on Tuesday? I mean,
Hey, we won't complain.
I mean, nor would you. All right. Is there a website people can learn about your spot too?
Yeah, safehousedistilling.com.
Well, and tell them it's Safe House. The name comes from kind of where you are, right?
Yeah, we're in an old bank building, so kind of Safe House is the bank name.
What's your address?
616 Gold Avenue.
616 Gold. So that's kind of 6th and Gold.
So like right behind El Rey and Launchpad.
Yeah. So that's a perfect spot for people to go by. They've got all kinds of great stuff for you, and it's your sweet deal today. So for just $25, you get $50 worth of stuff over at Safe House. Is there something you recommend? Is it the green chili vodka?
I mean, our normal vodka is awesome. Right now, a couple weeks ago, we finally bottled it. Our first straight bourbon. We just released our whiskey. So if you
now you got
try
his
that,
attention.
That's the one you really want to come down for.
Yeah. No. You saw me perk up a little bit on that. And is it only available at your place, or is
The
it?
bourbon right now, the vodka, they're available in close to 800 accounts across the state.
Beautiful.
Bars, liquor stores,
All right.
everything.
Well, take advantage of this. They're at 616 Gold. It's Safe House Distilling. And go by. It is our sweet deal today. 9:00. Go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Click on the sweet deal icon. Take advantage of this. I mean, I don't know. The way it sounds to me, if you buy $50 worth of gift cards for $25, that sounds like $25 worth of free spirits to me.
Look at you being all smart on a Monday.
I know. If it was Sunday, I'd be in a little bit of a fog, and I would have been able to do that too, I think. Go take advantage of it. Chris, great to see you. Have fun today running around with the box of booze, and enjoy Distilling Week, and best of luck to you.
We appreciate it.
Give out your website one more time.
Safehousedistilling.com.
Go by and see them. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football.
Olivas going to the corner of the end zone. Nice grab there by Josh Jackson, and that's going to be a touchdown, El Dorado.
Their strong point, their focal point, and their
Nelson will keep it himself for some room on the right side. Nelson's on his feet, and he is in. It's a touchdown for Noah Nelson.
Sliding, they slid out of going out there. Linebacker, they're going for the big gutter play. How did he hold on to that? Ethan Olguin. My goodness, a 32-yard bomb. He's going to launch this one long.
And small
it's a
blood
little bit
vessels.
short, but what a pull down. Fabian Trujillo. Unbelievable, this man.
Dyer back to pass. Pressure. Gets out of it nicely. On the sideline. Got an open man. It's Lambrana. Cheeto Made's one miss. Cuts back up the middle. Another cut to the right. And he's all the way down at the 10-yard line.
that Sweet Pea Junior.
Right?
That's Sweet Pea Junior right
What a
there.
move there by Cheeto Lambrera.
Second and 1, give it to Gallus. Once again, he evades one tackle, evades two. Breaking into the open, there's a block, bye-bye. And he breaks the last tackle to get through. Jack Gallus with the touchdown.
his defense so far. Vukovic, and that ball is ripped up. Bernalillo will have this ball at the 1-yard line.
That's the extra yards for Cheeto. Dyer quickly, it's batted into the air, and it is picked off. Rams football as Rio Rancho finally gets the turnover they need as it's tipped into the waiting arms of Vincente Tafoya. Ryan Brown had punched it into the air and allowed Tafoya to come away with it. Let's see if Nelson can make it pay.
Back.
No! LaCueva gets it back on another tip drill. It falls into the waiting arms of the senior Luke Ryder.
Kick is up. It will bounce into the arms of Daniel Garcia, and Garcia explodes through the middle. He dodges Castro, and Garcia will run that one back from about the 17-yard line. Call that one an 83-yard touchdown rush.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
I don't know. But I know, and I don't know. All right, 5. Did I just saw this? DC. I know you didn't watch Hard Knocks. Are you impressed with the way Aaron Rodgers is relating to the young players? It's a young the majority of these guys are 20 to 27. You impressed with
it's tough to try to get along with 25 miles, but he's funny when you find
He's a legend.
He is a legend. When you sit courtside with the boys, that is one way when you go to concerts when you're out there. I think he's doing a really good job.
Guys.
Oh,
so this is kid. JP. This is a all NFL site. It's just sweet stuff. And this is really concerning. If you're a Matt Stafford, this is 34, 35. Matt Stafford. 34. You figure, right? Matt Stafford is having a hard time. Having to go as far as having the equipment staff to bring out a Facebook so we can remember everyone's name. Is to make them get to know the quote from Stafford. I don't know how to. Here's where it's anytime you're recording with his wife, quote from Matthew Stafford's wife, Kelly, on her podcast. Quote, they get out of practice and meetings during training camp and they go straight to their phones. No one looks up from their phones. Matthew's like, I don't know. Am I the dad? Do I take their phones? What do I do here? He's like, I want them to see me as a coach. They say, sir to him and bleep. He's like, no, we're on the same level here. We're both playing a league. Let me get to know you. End quote. I'm really concerned about that.
Whoa.
First of all, Cooper Kupp's going to have a year. Because he knows Cooper Kupp. That's a problem, right?
That's a huge problem. I cannot believe she said that. Oh man, that's a good way to divide your locker room.
I don't know how to sometimes tell your wife or your mom or your significant other to stop talking. Because it probably is never going to go well at home. But anytime you are quoting a player's wife or mom, it's never good. JJ, when you hear that, what do you think?
It's like Matthew Stafford walking in a locker room like,
hey guys,
what are you jive turkeys up to today?
Wow, that's a groovy looking shirt.
Yeah.
And they're all just staring at their phones.
I mean, if he gets a suite at SoFi and takes them all to Taylor Swift, like one thing goes a long way in a locker room like that. I cannot believe she said that.
So you think it's all on him?
I mean, he's the leader. He needs to command his team.
Yeah.
It is on him.
Yeah. He is a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
But but you look at that team and the core pieces. Like Cooper Kupp's not a young dude. Aaron Donald's not a young dude. Like, so if this story is coming out, I'm looking a lot at Matthew Stafford. Because I'm not seeing Aaron Rodgers struggle. We didn't hear this about
Tom Brady. Well, that's
other
fair,
dudes.
He's Tom. What about Derek Carr?
Like Derek Carr, there's not stories like Derek Carr doesn't know how to talk to Chris Olave.
So I will give you this: there are very few. The quarterback position is turned over. Right? It's Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, Derek Carr. Am I forgetting someone? I don't know how old. And Kirk Cousins. Well, I guess Dak just turned 30. but are in their 30s. There's very few quarterbacks in their 30s right now. It's a young man's game. Now, that doesn't mean that these guys shouldn't be able to lead. Like, if you're a Rams fan and you hear that.
Like, he was hurt last year, but he wasn't stuck on Mars.
No, he should have been right there the whole time, right? I don't know that I've heard this. Like, you always suspect it, and you've heard quarterbacks saying, yeah, I mean, it's a different, different generations, different ages, and we do different things, and, it's challenging at times. I don't need my wife, girlfriend, mother, anybody going out and making my life tougher. How does she think that's going to help him?
She wasn't thinking.
Like, what's her point in just getting on her podcast? Everybody can have a podcast. She's certainly, it's within her, fine, have a podcast. But you're not making your dude's life any easier when he goes to work today.
It's funny because Cousins is about the same age, and he had that kind of Ned Flanders thing going on, but he goes out, they get him a chain, he plays along.
He embraced it.
He
right?
did, and now they love him.
Yeah, he embraced that old goofy man thing.
And that's okay. You don't have to be a total hipster to get along with 20-year-olds, but you got to find a way.
But according to him, they all got their faces in their phones, and what do you do? I don't know.
Get the best phone.
To your point though, yeah, you're making how much money? Take them all out to dinner, or do a show, or buy
get on the Snap Face. Send them a TikTok.
Get on the Snap Face. Yeah.
Put them in your MySpace top 8.
You're in LA. Throw a party. Get some stars there. It is so easy for Stafford to make that work.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard, right?
It should be really easy. If I'm a multimillionaire, $100 million dude, I'm throwing a sick party, and all my dudes are going to love me.
Shouldn't be that hard. Would your wife be there?
This one might not be for the wives. If we're trying to win over
this
the
one might not be for the wives, including yours, with her podcast.
She's busy on the podcast.
She's very busy that day.
Leave her be.
If you're Stafford,
yeah,
I get you were hurt last year. There's not expectations, but you walk in there and go, bro, the first time I stepped into this locker room, we won a Super Bowl. So y'all better like me
all right, but
and
how
get
do you
this figured
fix it
out.
Now what? Now that this crap's out
Because
there?
what have you done?
Now what, though? What do you do now? Okay, here's what he's done wrong. What do you do now? Because now all these guys are reading this and going, old man's wife said what? What's he done? Right, it's their game. It's a young man's game. Now, they haven't done a damn thing. I mean, he's got a Super Bowl ring. What do you do now? You're right. You throw him a big-ass party and start loving on him.
You're walking out the locker room and go, guys, one day, you're going to be in the same situation where your significant other is going to be on Instagram Live and just start dropping all the dirt. It happens.
On the Snapchat Live. That's a problem. All right, maybe that's a problem. Maybe they solved the problem in Vegas. He's back. This also happened over the weekend. Not only did Trey Lance get traded to the Dallas Cowboys, but you got one of the best running backs in the game reported and got himself a contract. What that means now in the AFC, and especially in the AFC West, the Raiders got their guy back on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal. You're home for Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Days from kickoff, they still got questions. Ralph hit us from San Diego with a surf update, by the way. DC, muy pequeño today. Small surf, quite pinner in North County. But he did make this point. He says, kind of ironic that Mrs. Stafford is questioning the maturity of teammates when she puts them on public podcast blast. Kind of true, right? I mean, I don't know. Yep. I'm questioning your maturity, but let me blow you up on my podcast. It is what it is. So opening drive.
The downloads.
What's that?
How do you think you get the downloads?
By doing that. Oh, I understand. JJ, you immature little. Is that not how I'm supposed to do that?
If only I did not work with a bunch of kids.
I don't know how to communicate with you guys. I mean, as soon as we get off the air, your faces go straight into your phones and whatever. I'm going to throw you a big party. Want to go to Taylor Swift?
Why, yes, I do.
All right. It's the opening drive. 505-246-0610. Thanks for being with us this morning on The Sports Animal. So, since we last convened on Friday, so you asked the question last Friday, DC, I remember, about running backs, and I think we thought the running back situation that would be solved by the time we got in on Monday was we thought Jonathan Taylor, I think all of us did, was going to be a Dolphin, right? Didn't we? They were sniffing around up in Indianapolis. The Dolphins were, their doctors, their medical staff was in Indiana, sitting in on his physical, basically, like just trying to, I think we all figured that was going to be done, right?
Yes. Close enough.
Josh Jacobs was the one that got done. So we got a 1-year deal. He's in line to make nearly $26 million under 2 years off of the franchise tag. So they gave him a few more bucks. What does this mean for them in the West? Does this make you feel better? You've been on, they're not going to be good at all, right?
Pretty much, yeah. It does change it a little bit. I think this changes their offense a lot. I didn't think he'd come back this quickly, to be honest. So good on them for making that happen. But this does make a huge difference for their offense. So I kind of feel like it jumps them over the Broncos in the West.
All right, so will he be ready for week 1 is the first question. And their coach is Josh McDaniels. Quote, it's going to be hard for me to say that until I have the opportunity to see him. His conditioning and just how the way his body feels obviously will play a role into that too. The goal will be to get him in and get him going. We'll do the right thing, whatever the right thing is. If there needs to be a number of players early in the season, then that's it. If not, then there's not. I don't think any of us will know the answer to that yet. So will he be on a pitch count? So you have me swaying on the Raiders, okay? And I started looking at it. Tell me again why I don't think Jim Garoppolo is a fine regular season quarterback. Why I should think that somehow Russell Wilson and the Broncos, I don't think you can convince me the Broncos are better than them. I'm listening, though.
I can't convince myself.
The Josh Jacobs situation is one that people are going to point to and see running backs don't matter in the NFL. It's definitely a case-by-case basis on how impactful one of these guys can be to winning or where you are as a team. Like, to me, you have to be established for one of these guys to pop. You do. Because Josh Jacobs is going to have a bigger fantasy impact than real-life impact on the Raiders.
Okay. I think I disagree.
I think led the NFL in rushing last year. They were not a playoff team.
Yeah, I think I disagree a little bit. I think that he's going to have a huge impact on their offense. I think it's going to help Jimmy Garoppolo. And then I start looking around. All right, Devontae Adams is still one of the best receivers in the NFL, right? Hunter Renfrow, when he's healthy, is still pretty good. They got a nice possession receiver in Jacoby Myers who came over from New England. I don't know how good I think their offensive line is, so that'll make everything. Then I go defensively. Max Crosby's a beast, right? Like, he's really, really good, right? Chandler Jones pretty good, right?
Hasn't been.
So you think he's kind of done?
Wasn't good last year.
All right. I think it's a comeback year for them. I look at the deep, like, I don't think they're a playoff team. What's the over-under on them? Is it 5.5?
It was 5.5. It's probably changed by
I
now.
got to go over that.
You're taking the over on the Raiders?
Over 5.5? Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
yeah. No, you
surprising.
had convinced me that they're garbage, and then I started looking at it more, and I'm like, I don't think they're that bad.
Jacobs definitely changes things for me.
Well, I just think we're underrating Garoppolo again. I mean, look at his career record. Dude wins games, doesn't he?
He's a winner. That is true.
Now, he's had better teams when he was in San Francisco. I'm not telling you I think they're a playoff team. I just don't think they're bottom of the barrel. But we'll watch it because I know a lot of people do. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. I got a Jason email on the Aggies. I've got stuff coming in on Cowboy fans. Cowboy fan, let's go. Trey Lance is yours. You got a 3rd overall pick. And that will mean what? For him, for Dak, for the club? I'll tell you next. On the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green.
Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bond.
So much good stuff over the weekend. Aaron Rodgers played. You had college football. Yeah, the final week of the NFL preseason. Victor Hovland put on a show. Xander shot a 62 in the final round and lost by like 4. Paul Guidos had a 5-putt in a tournament. United were winners, 2-1 over Tulsa out at the ball pitch this weekend. And Trey Lance is a Cowboy. 505-246-0610 here on the Sports Animal. The opening drive is here for you. That's how to get to us. That's the phone line and the text line, 505-246-0610. So, Cowboy fan, you get word on Saturday that your guy, Trey Lance, and you're like, wait a minute, my guy Trey Lance, what are you talking about? Trey Lance, the 3rd overall pick, draft 2 years ago. 49ers spent 3 first rounds and whatever to move up. He's yours. So what does it mean? What does it mean for Lance? It's a new start. He gets away from the noise, away from all the negative. He gets a new start where he doesn't have to be the guy. He's not expected to be the guy right now. He gets to go in and he can learn in a new system under Dak Prescott. What does it mean for Dak Prescott? Well, it means that he's going to get a little push. Jeff Cooper Rush was there. Cooper Rush pushed him last year. No, he didn't. There was never a shot when Cooper Rush was 4-0 that Cooper Rush was taking Dak's job. This wasn't Wally Pipp. So for Dak, it means if you don't have a great season and then next offseason you demand $50 million, if Trey Lance gets better, if he develops, then they're going to go a different way. And for the Cowboys, what does it mean? I don't know. It means you got a 3rd-string quarterback right now. That's what it means. They got Will Grier, Dak's guy. Did I miss anything for you guys? What it means for the Cowboys, for Dak, or for Trey?
This is an investment property that you hope is going to pop. Like, the area is just going to explode, and then you're going to have yourself a diamond in the rough. That's what Trey Lance is for the Dallas Cowboys. It feels like letting Jerry Jones get something that he hasn't had in a while. It's a high pick at quarterback.
Nice shiny toy.
Hey, we get him for a 4th round pick. He was a number 3 overall pick. We're going to make something out of nothing. Right now, what does it mean for Dak? Absolutely nothing. But what you just laid out. Does this team have to go to the NFC Championship game?
Don't they?
Don't they? And if it's one where you're looking at it, it's more of the same, then you're going to be looking at, all right, how do you make this team better? Well, it's not investing another gigantic contract in a quarterback that's not getting you to where you need to go. And so you start looking at options.
this kind of this is going back a ways, but it kind of reminds me of the Drew Henson situation. Do you remember that? It's early 2000s. He was playing for the Yankees. Jerry wanted him real bad, and they tried to make it work, but it just never did. For some reason, it just it's he sees Trey. It's a toy. It's something he wants so bad, but just wanting it.
ProView Networks.
I think for Jerry, he thinks he stole something here.
I think you're right about that.
That he thinks he outsmarted everybody, and he got the number 3 overall pick in the draft, a quarterback, for a 4th round pick. And he said as much the other day. He said, "Well, he said that." I think in his mind, he thinks he outsmarted everybody. Now we'll see if Trey Lance is good. Hell, he doesn't have to be great. If it's good, then you got a good deal here. We've heard so much about what San Francisco gave up, and was this the worst trade ever? Was this the worst trade ever in the history of football? The Niners traded 3 firsts and a couple other picks to get the number 3 pick, a guy that was an absolute flop for them. And I'm going to lay this out for you because you put this in here.
Well, the trickle-down effect is fascinating.
Here's the trickle-down. So San Francisco trades from 12 to 3. All right, that 12th pick Miami took plus a future to get up to number 6. They got Jalen Waddle. Philly traded the number 12 pick to Dallas for number 10. They got Devontae Smith. Dallas got Micah Parsons. This is all the trickle down. So all these guys that went with as that pick moved around. Dolphins used their future to package up and get Tyreek Hill. They also used the future in that deal to get Bradley Chubb from the Broncos. The Broncos got benefit from the trickle down because they got a first rounder in there for Chubb, and that's how they got their head coach, Sean Payton. I mean, the trickle down on that pick is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. All the guys, well, you could have had Bradley Chubb. You couldn't have. You could have had Micah Parsons. You could have had Tyreek Hill. You could have had all these guys, and you got nothing. Well, you got a 4th round pick from the Cowboys.
You got a 4th round pick from the Dallas Cowboys.
Worst trade ever?
Absolutely in the running. You look at the other firsts that were involved, and you got nothing out of Trey Lance.
And yet, they're considered to be one of the 2 best teams in the NFC. And we had this conversation the 7 o'clock hour, but we'll do it again because most people weren't listening then. The pressure on John Lynch, I think, is non-existent, except for some screaming talking heads on the national level, right? People are saying, John Lynch has to be, he's the general manager of the 49ers. Well, the roster that he and Kyle Shanahan put together is considered to be maybe the best roster in the NFL.
Do you want to, so preseason game on Saturday,
where the Rams lost 41-0?
Not that one. But the 49ers broadcast had John Lynch on.
I did hear that.
And we have this out if you want to hear John Lynch trying to explain this in the trade.
All right, so this is the 49ers GM John Lynch explaining how this whole thing went down.
Youngins there. 23-year-old Trey Lance was dealt to Dallas for a 4th round pick. 49er GM John Lynch joins us. Hard day to trade the young man, huh?
Yeah, really hard day. Such a wonderful young man. We took a shot and it didn't work out. We own that. We take accountability for it. But I think, as I think you guys do, his story is still very much unwritten, and I'm excited for Trey. Dallas stepped up and really wanted him, and they came after him, and I think it's going to be a great landing spot for him. I could tell everybody it wasn't for lack of effort on Trey's part or on our part that it didn't work. Circumstances took hold, and he struggled through injuries, and this team's ready to win. And we like our quarterback room. We like Brock Purdy a lot. We like Sam Darnold, and we like Brandon Allen. So we wish Trey all the best in Dallas, and we'll always care about that young man and admire his work ethic and the person that he is.
Yeah, that's courtesy of the 49ers broadcast. I don't mind him stepping up and saying we take responsibility. I mean, whatever that means. He didn't make excuses. He said circumstances. And he's not wrong. Dude got hurt. Brock Purdy came out of nowhere, took the job. Sam Darnold beat him. Like we swung and we missed. And I'm going to tell you that as much as you want to beat up on them, and you're right, because they way overpaid. They thought they were smarter than everybody. They thought they were getting something that they were stealing. They traded all those assets for a guy that didn't work. I'm going to give them credit for cutting bait now and getting rid of the noise. Now, does that mean that it mitigates all the issues? No, man. They screwed up. But I'm going to just tell you, look around the history of the draft and pick your Jamarcus Russell or your Achilles Smith or your Johnny Manziel or maybe even a Baker Mayfield. It's pretty inexact.
And this one, for me, people saying that they should have hit, like Trey Lance started 4 games in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And those 4, Brock Purdy's 7 and getting hurt. Brock Purdy's coming off an elbow injury. Like, that's not nothing.
Remember, he couldn't lift his arm and throw the ball.
But yet but just listening to John Lynch say, he got hurt, he couldn't get on the field. But yet they are sold with 7 games of Brock Purdy coming back from injury as opposed to 4 with Trey Lance. Like, they were done with this dude.
Yep. All right, text line. Jeff, why are you so obnoxious towards and it ends? I don't know. I don't know. That was it. Was it the Niners? You said, I'm trying to think what time it came in. 8:41. What were we doing at 8:41? Why am I so obnoxious? I don't know. That
was Matt Stafford, I think.
Oh, okay. This one says, shh. Didn't the United play this weekend and win with more than 10K fans? But don't discuss unless they lose or draw. Winless, right? LOL. I did bring that up, did I not? We did mention they won the game 2-1.
I would not have known that had you not brought it up.
Okay, no, I did. I thank you,
Thanks,
lady
Peter.
or sir, whichever the case may be. Did bring it up. Can I tell you this? Just to address that, and I'm happy to discuss it if that's what you want to discuss. JJ, you tell me I'm wrong. 5 years they've been around, right? Mm-hmm. The next call we get regarding a match, like somebody saying, "Hey, did you see that goal they scored late in the match?" That'll be the first one we get, right?
Like, it's open conversation.
Yep.
If you'd like to call DC and be like, "Hey, can I ask these guys this?"
Yep. Nope, we did. We brought it up. No more, no less than when they tie or when they draw or lose. No, I absolutely gave you
weird.
Yeah,
and the stuff that
goes
on.
Yep. It's there for you.
Very touchy.
Good win for them.
Very touchy.
Good win. Moved them into 9th place. Snapped their 5-game win.
It's everyone else's fault. Everyone is closed-minded.
Yeah.
They should get everything all the time. Should have built downtown stadium. That's why Albuquerque can't move forward.
Yep.
Very welcoming.
Yep. No, it was there. It was there. All right, we're going to do Red Zone at 9:30, correct? You got a list of NFL topics as we wrap up the NFL preseason?
Yes, sir.
All right, I got a Jason email. I want to give you the latest on what we're hearing on realignment as well, because it may not be the next shoe to drop. I mean, the ACC might be running out of time. Stanford's given the ACC a deadline. The Big 12 evidently is involved. Where are we going on realignment? And because at some point it's going to trickle down and it's going to affect you. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday Night Football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke, meet my family.
Aggies lose down at home against Massachusetts, UMass. 41-30 was the score on Saturday night to open up the football season. What do you think of the uniforms? Did you like the black? They went... I thought they were sharp. Black tops, white pants, white helmet. I've never had the white helmet before. I don't recall.
And they do have an all-white look this year, which I think is going to pop. I'm a big fan of white on white on white.
So I was told when I was down there this weekend that they got capital outlay money to get a second set of helmets. They didn't have a second set of helmets. And I don't know if everybody knows this. You see those equipment trucks, the big trailers that are all painted with the teams, right? And I don't know if everybody knows that typically for a Saturday game, that equipment truck will leave on Wednesday or Thursday and drive out there. That's how they get all their stuff, all that sideline gear. It's loaded up. And the helmets always go in that. You know, the Aggies only had one set of helmets last year, and they couldn't send their helmets on the truck because they needed them to practice. So they had to travel with their helmets. They didn't even
have practice helmets?
They had to travel. So I was told that this weekend. They had to travel with their helmets. So they got new helmets. Jason's in on Aggie football. Good morning, OD. Win or lose, we wobble in our shoes. DC, do you know that I'm going to stop right here. Did you know that is a actual line in the New Mexico State fight song? When we win or lose, we'll buy a keg of booze and we'll drink to the Aggies till we wobble in our shoes.
I like that. I've never heard that
You've
before.
never heard that?
No.
So when you hear them, that's kind of an Aggie thing, wobble on or wobble in our shoes. Or so that's a literal, those are the official words of their fight song.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So let me read this to you. Win or lose, we wobble in our shoes. That verse in the Aggie fight song seems to always fit. The Aggie football looked wobbly in game 1. The offense needs work. The defense needs work. NMSU is not the program/team that can turn the ball over and win. That's a recipe for disaster. Not enough credit, however, is given to a much improved UMass program. Don Brown had those guys playing well, and with a good quarterback, they're going to be tough all year. Jerry Kill's teams always get better as the season progresses, and there's no reason to believe that this year will not be any different. The best thing about this year is New Mexico State has 11 more games and conference to compete in with a bowl tie-in. On to Western Illinois. It's Crimson Lee Jason. Actually, Jason, you have 12 left. They play 13 this year because they played Hawaii, so they have to win 7. They play 13.
So they have to win 7?
They have to win 7. They play 13 games.
That's a big deal.
Well, it's a big deal.
That's huge.
And that's why this one was such a tough.
That's why you can't just write this off. As we're going to get better. Yes,
well, they will get better. I believe they'll get better.
This was, people are watching you, not USC. This is the marquee game on the 4-letter network. Yeah. Saturday, prime time position, 0 week. And he gave up 41 points to a team that had not won an FBS opener
since the 80s. That hadn't won a road game in 24 straight. They lost 24 straight road games. No, look, there's no sugarcoating.
And that's the frustrating thing in a fan base is you're ready to turn that corner. Is your season over? No. But this is the first thing that happens to you coming off a bowl win.
Yep.
Is at home. UMass does that to you?
So I was down there for this. The excitement was real, right? The excitement down there. I mean, the place. I know it didn't look like it on that east side. The west side was packed. The east side, where that sun, it was 94 degrees, and it was hot. I mean, it didn't look like a great crowd, but the place was. There was a lot of energy. You've been down there for their tailgates. They do a good job down there in those fields in that parking lot. It was pumped. The disappointment afterwards was like I've been down there for a lot of Aggie losses. Okay, I used to do the Aggie Vision games. I did their TV for a lot of years, and I've been down there for a lot of tough losses. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that was like the toughest one, but it was unlike most because there was such high expectations. And my whole thing was like, it's one game. And I understand it was UMass and you're supposed to roll them. That UMass team is better. Like the Lobos are going to have a struggle when they go out
but that's
play them.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
UMass is better. You were a bowl winning team last year.
And this is where I was going. Because before the game, one of their administrators was like, I don't know, man, they're better. I'm like, yeah, they're better. Yeah, they got scholarships and their coach is getting paid and they got a weight room and they got video and they got the transfer portal. Yeah, they're better. And theoretically, you're better too, right? Like the Lobos, when they go out to Amherst in 4 weeks, that's not an easy game, man. Lobos are going to have their hands full with that UMass team. And they got New Mexico State the week before. But yeah, they got better. But it's one game to me, and I think New Mexico State, here's why I think New Mexico State will get better. Now, are they going to get bowl eligible now? Look, they still, there's not a game outside of the game at Western Kentucky and the game at Auburn that I sit here and say they cannot win. Do you see one game on their schedule other than at Auburn and probably at Western Kentucky where you say they cannot win that game? Do you see one?
Cannot win?
Yeah, no. There's no way they can win. Right? Jerry Kill's team started 1-5 last year. I think he's a hell of a coach. I think they needed to get, every once in a while you need to get punched in the face. I wondered how they were going to play from ahead. I wondered if they were reading their clippings, how good they were. Some people have them third in Conference USA, bowl projections, all kinds of stuff.
I don't know how they get to 7.
It's going to be tough.
To UMass.
It's going to be tough. But they're going to win a game in there somewhere that they shouldn't have, like they did with Liberty last year, right? So I don't think it's over for them after one game. That was a tough one, dude. There's no sugarcoating it, but it was one.
You want to trust the process, but at some point too, as a fan base, you want to stop having to have that conversation all the time.
I know.
Like, why weren't we able to take the step forward? Why were we the team coming off a bowl game and everyone's talking about how much better the other team is?
And we got out physical. No, I think that's right. I think that's right. Like there's nothing like yay we lost kind of a thing, right? But I guess I'm not going to write them off before September. I watched them. Well, we all wrote them off last year, right? All wrote them off. There was no way they were going with Liberty. They beat Liberty's doors off. So let me watch him a little bit. I think he's a hell of a coach. I saw the talent firsthand. It's better than, the speed's real. The size is different. They got beat. They got punched in the face. I'm just not ready to say they're horrible and sign them off. They got beat in a game that, by every account, you're right, they should have won.
Because they're not getting 2 FCS games in this season.
No, I get it. And again, it's going to be tough to get bowl eligible. But I'm not just going to sit here and say, they're a 2-win team. All right, where are we going with expansion and realignment? So a decision on the ACC expansion, that's where Stanford, Cal are hoping to be, SMU as well. And I talked to some SMU people who really think they're in this weekend too. It's supposed to be settled this week, which is something I heard last week too. Evidently, there's continued momentum in that league at the ACC to add Stanford, Cal, and SMU. And so early this morning, ACC officials were working on gathering the league's presidents and chancellors to further discuss this issue. Clemson and Florida State seem to be a hard no. They need to flip one vote. That's North Carolina or North Carolina State. Evidently, conversations happen all weekend, and everything's in, quote, pencil, not pen, that they need to change one of those votes. JJ, there was some talk that the Big 12 was interested in adding all 4 of the Pac-12 leftovers. The Big 12 denied that. I got so lost in the minutia this weekend of everything going back and forth. I have no idea, as kind of has been the case the entirety of this cycle. I have no idea where this is going. It feels to me still that the ACC is the leader in the clubhouse to get Stanford, Cal, and SMU.
They're really pushing for it, trying to flip one more school to vote yes to bring in those 3. And then it's Oregon State, Washington State. How can you manage the adjustment? I know the Mountain West presented Gloria Navarez, UNM President Stokes, to Washington State last Thursday.
Yep. So I don't know. I thought I was going to get something last week, but we're told absolutely you're going to get something this week. So we'll watch it. We'll watch the momentum for you and see where it goes. All right. When we come back, we're going in the red zone. DC has put together 4 busting questions in the National Football League. We'll go through those. It's in the red zone next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Evergard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find
first this season.
You or me?
Baker Mayfield.
Damn it. Baker Mayfield. I mean, I think Tannehill's going to be okay. I think Tannehill's going to have himself a nice season. He got himself some weapons. If Treylon Burks isn't out for too long, he's got DeAndre Hopkins. He's still got Derrick Henry. I think Tennessee's going to be just fine. Baker's the guy that you look around and say, what are we doing? I don't even know that I've got you another candidate. Everybody else doesn't everybody feel pretty secure in where they are? I mean, do you like if you said dark horse quarterback to get benched, who would it be? Would it be Desmond Ridder? Would it be Russell Wilson? Oh, damn. Would it be Jim Garoppolo? Who else would you say is even it's not Dak Prescott. Is there a dark horse outside of those two guys?
No, you're looking at the teams are struggling. Vegas, Denver, Stidham, Aiden O'Connell.
All right.
Second and goal.
Ready, down, put.
Speaking of Jarrett Stidham, the Broncos finally scored some points last weekend. That did not really change anything for me, considering most everyone that played was a backup. So did any team or player do anything last weekend that significantly changed your outlook for their season?
Not at all.
Oh, no. I know it doesn't matter, and I know it's just preseason, and I know it's stupid, and I know that nobody played. But getting your ass kicked 41-0 and then having the quarterback's wife come out and say, my honey can't communicate with these young kids. Yeah, dude, I'm a little bit more concerned about the Rams now than I might have been on Friday. 41-0 is a beatdown, and I get it, man. All those guys are getting cut today. But then Matthew Stafford is I'm trying to, I don't even know these guys, and his wife evidently went on a podcast and said that these guys just put their head in their phones, and Matthew doesn't know. The Rams a little bit.
That is fascinating. That Stetson Bennett has changed your opinion on the Los Angeles Rams.
God,
Stetson Bennett is not going to be the quarterback of the Rams to start the season.
I know.
Nothing, because week 3 of the preseason is get by. We saw another game canceled in the fourth quarter because someone got hurt. There's a couple guys that might be playing for roster spots, but in terms of answering anything for the season, nothing.
For me, it was the Raiders signing Josh Jacobs. That totally changed what I thought, but
that's good.
3rd and goal.
All right, they say defense wins championships, so with Nick Bosa continuing his holdout, the 49ers do not seem like the defensive juggernaut they are with him in the lineup. So if it's not San Francisco, who enters the regular season as the best defense in the NFL?
Philadelphia Eagles. I know there's a lot of turnover, the coordinators, everyone they lost, but I think that they landed the best defensive player in the draft in Jalen Carter. They have a front that is still going to be fantastic. They have holes in the secondary, but I still do like the Philadelphia Eagles. So if you're saying I had to pick someone other than the San Francisco 49ers, I'm giving the edge to the Eagles.
So I love the Jets defense. I love the Jets front. I love Sauce Gardner. I love the Jets defense, but I'm going to go so off the board that makes no sense that it's coming out of my mouth, but I love the Cowboys defense. I think what Dan Quinn's got there and Micah Parsons leading it, I think they're deep. I think the offseason trade for Stephon Gilmore helps them in the backfield, in the secondary where they needed help. I might say Dallas.
4th and goal.
Did I stutter? Beer me.
All right, Caleb Williams threw for 4 touchdowns last weekend in the UFC season opener. As the front runner for number 1 overall pick in the 24 draft, Williams is going to end up on a bad team. That bad team will be bad from week 1 through week 18. So what 3 teams do you expect to be in the running for Williams from day 1 through New Year's Day?
Arizona. I'm really struggling with who I think is going to stink. Tampa Bay. And dare I say Houston? Who you got?
I think Arizona and Tampa Bay absolutely have to start there. The teams that are going to struggle are not going to be drafting Caleb Williams. That's Indianapolis, that's Houston, that's Carolina.
I think Indianapolis is in trouble too.
And if you want to look at preseason, then let's talk about the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, you're worried about him too, huh? See, his Stetson Bennett was crap the other day, and so you're worried about him too.
If the backup quarterback worries you about the season outlook, then let's talk about the Los Angeles Rams.
Look, it's not even the backup quarterback. It's just getting pumped 41-0. It really. And by the way, by the Broncos.
Ouch.
Like. I don't know, man. I'm not worried about Stetson Bennett per se. I don't even know if Ben DiNucci or Stetson Bennett's your backup quarterback. Like, I don't even know who it is. But we'll see. I'm worried about the Rams a little bit. How do you get over, like, how does Matthew Stafford walk into the locker room today?
He's got to address the team, right?
Doesn't he?
I think so.
I mean, hey, my wife went out and popped off. Yo, man, you need to shut up your wife. Easy, tough guy. You're not getting the ball. I mean, she didn't, for those of you who are just joining us, evidently there's a story out this morning. Matthew Stafford said, it's been tough for him. He doesn't know all the young guys on the team. And his wife on her podcast basically said, they after practice, they all put their heads in their phones and Matt, they're calling him sir. And he's like, what am I, dad? And nothing good. Look, when I'm quoting your wife or your mom, it's not good. Ever, right?
I don't think it's as bad as both you guys think it is.
Okay.
Because this is one where you're just struggling to connect. And you can connect, spend a little more time after practice, address it, be like, hey guys, I want to run some routes today. I want to throw some extra passes to you. Can we do that?
And you guys can pick the
things like that. He doesn't need to come in and have a team meeting. Like, it wasn't something that was devastating. It wasn't like, oh my gosh,
I'll give you that.
The second string wide receivers sleeping with this person and that person. But it was just he's struggling to connect with young guys.
LA drama.
That's not something where I'm going to be offended if I'm one of those players.
Okay.
Like, okay, I understand it. Maybe we have different tastes, but we can still connect on the football field.
And when we go out and run extra routes, you guys get to pick the music.
It's the little things sometimes. I mean, it's easy to joke about that, but letting him choose the music actually can win people over.
No, that's right. That's right. But I'm watching the Rodgers thing on Hard Knocks, and I think he's on his best behavior, and he's acting a lot. I think there's a whole lot of playing to the camera and Rodgers going on with Hard Knocks. Like, he's not dumb. Like, he might be a lot of things, but Aaron Rodgers is playing this to his benefit. He's killing it, by the way. I was listening to someone the other day say, I'm in again because for the umpteenth year, Hard Knocks has turned my opinion on a guy I didn't like. Like last year going in, remember, everybody didn't like Dan Campbell. The Lions head coach, everybody went into the whole offseason, oh, he's a jerk, the knee biter, he's a crummy coach. And you came out of Hard Knocks last year going, you know what? Kind of like Dan Campbell, right? He came out of that a freaking star. Oh, then by the way, his team improved immensely. And now look at him, he's a heck of a coach in most people's minds, right? Kind of that way with Rodgers. People are I didn't like Rodgers. You know what? He's kind of chill. I kind of like Rodgers a little bit. He's not dumb, man. He's played this Hard Knocks thing pretty freaking well, don't you think? When do I get a new one? Tomorrow?
Yes.
So no NFL this weekend. So now it's like 2 weeks. It's a week from Thursday when the season starts, right? Who starts? It's the Lions, right?
September 7th.
Yep. Lions
right
Chiefs.
Here. You're home for Thursday Night Football.
We are your home? The Sports Animal?
The only place for Thursday Night Football. On the radio.
Over the air. Over the air.
In your ears.
Because they stream that other stuff, right? Like when you use your eyes, it's all streaming. We're over the air. Gratis. You know what that means?
Free.
That's correct. And you know what? Free is cheap. It is. And we got all your games right here, Sunday night, Thursday night, Monday Night Football here on the Sports Animal. All right, when we come back, everything you got to know, what happened while we're on the air, what people are going to be talking about as you go through your day. We'll wrap that up for you and get you that when we return. I know you got an alarm at your home. Probably got an alarm at your business. You got security cameras, all that stuff. The bummer is it's not enough. IPS is something that you should really, really think about. Give them a call. I did years ago, and I'm glad I did. IPS watches my home and hundreds of other homes and businesses throughout Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Don't wait to be a victim of vandalism and theft. IPS offers you standing guards. They offer you 24-hour patrols. They will protect your home and protect your business. When your alarm goes off, they respond quickly within 5 to 7 minutes to prevent loss and damage to your property. Look, private security can save you money. Call them, see what they can do for you. IPS's phone number is 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or online at ipsglobal.com. IPS, making Albuquerque a better and a safer place to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
One guy's been busy. Well, one guy's been busy. 505-246-0610. This is all from the same number. So United win and beloved Jera Kill Aggie team loses. Tough weekend for Jeffy. 15 all from the same number. 15,000 fans. Wow. LOL. Really? Question mark. Is that what the Aggies announced? I know I looked on TV. Like it's funny. The perception, the east side of the stadium didn't look. That's where the students were. The west side was packed. Yeah, 15,000 actually probably feels about right. I know you're going to tell me I was wrong, and you were there, and you weren't there, and I was. But yeah, 15,000 felt about right. I would have said about 13 to 15, right in that area. The same number. Leave it to Jason to put lipstick on a pig. Same phone number, JJ. Get to 7? Simple. Get a waiver or 2 or 3. Same number. Liberty coach informed his team that he was done right before kickoff last year. Yeah, that's true. And then they went out and beat him 40-something to something teen, right? Beat the tar out of him. I got it. This dude should have his own show because everybody would listen to him. I mean, everybody's got it. Matthew Stafford's wife has her own podcast. Everybody can go do it.
Get in the podcast.
Yeah. Terry said, Jeff, can you explain your hatred of Akili Smith, drafted 3rd by the Bengals? Get in early for your hatred of Akili Smith Jr., one of the top college quarterback prospects of 2025. I don't have hatred for Akili Smith. He was
Terry is always sarcastic, by the way.
Okay, wasn't he the number 1 overall pick? And I mean, I don't know. Is there an argument that was a flop?
No.
Okay. I have no hatred. Facts is facts, right? Same phone number as before. I know. Come up with some strange off-the-cuff reason not to play Auburn, then replace them with Dixie State. See what he did there? The Aggie hate is in pretty good. I don't know if that guy... I think all that guy likes is, A, to dislike me, and I think that person likes United.
Gets you up in the morning.
Yeah. No, knock yourself out. I got a text line for you. I'll read them. I'm not going to run from them. I'm not afraid of them.
One positive thing about the Aggies, those ponchos looked pretty awesome.
Oh, the walk-up ponchos?
That was pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder where they got all those. That's a lot of cool, like ponchos. The Jerry Kill
Coming in hot. Yeah. Swag. 41 points.
You know, and it's funny, before the game, I talked with John Schifrin, who was the play-by-play for ESPN, and he actually was the play-by-play for the New Mexico Bowl last year. This guy, I got to know him just a touch then, and we talked before the game. And he thought that New Mexico State was going to have a great year. He bought into it. He had never been to Las Cruces. He had a good meal. Great things to say off the air. And I think everybody was surprised. I think everybody was surprised outside of UMass. Right? And look, did teams get better? Yeah, dude. They got scholarships. Their coach gets paid. They got video equipment and weight rooms and all that stuff. They got transfer portals too, all the way out there in Massachusetts. But it doesn't mean that, I mean, you can't sugarcoat it. That was a tough one.
Got
Same
a little NFL update.
You do?
Yep. The Colts just cut Kenyon Drake. It's kind of interesting with the whole situation with Taylor. It seems like maybe that's coming to a close.
So what does that make you think?
They're finally getting something across to Jonathan Taylor's team. That
makes you think he's coming into camp?
I mean, they said that he was going to last week, and now they cut a running back. It seems like that's the indication, is that he's going to be back soon.
Yeah, I don't know. Text line, same number. Can you? So this isn't from the same number. It says same number. Can you say day drinking perfection? LOL. I can say that. All right, so there's going to be a lot of cuts. PJ Walker got cut, right?
Yes, he did.
The Bears cut
Bears
PJ
backup after signing him to $4 million deal back in March with $2 million in guaranteed money.
So they gave him $2 million to walk away.
And so they have an undrafted rookie from a D2 school, Tyson Bagent, or veteran Nathan Peterman for QB2.
Behind Justin Fields. Wow. But it'll be Nathan Peterman. How does Nathan Peterman stay in this league? No, honestly. Of all the backups.
You remember the Nathan Peterman game?
All right, give me Tyler Bagent where he went to school. He's a rookie. Come on. If you hit this one, you are the best ever. And you're pretty damn good.
Young sounds name.
Shepard. Shepherd. Shepard. You knew that?
After you said it, I remembered reading it. Because I had never heard of Shepard before, so
All
I had
right,
to look it up.
Where is Shepard? I don't know. You have to look it up because I don't know. None of us know. Like, I've heard of a lot of colleges. Shepard's just not one of them. No idea. All right, so that's your NFL stuff. We're going to watch when is the cut down to 53 day? It's any day now, right?
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow?
Yeah, it's like 2 o'clock.
So we're going to watch a lot of big names get cut here in the next 20 hours, 18 hours. And then who's going to pick up who and who's going to get cut? Like, does PJ Walker land on someone's roster instead of the guy from Shepherd? Oh, wait, no, he just got cut for that guy.
Shepherd University, located in Shepherdstown, West Virginia.
Of course. Who didn't know that?
Not me.
What's their nickname? The Shepherd what's? It's going to be some sort of a dog, don't you think?
I am not seeing a...
They don't have one?
No, I'm sure they do. Let me
They need capital money to get that. Hey, best performance this weekend, the kid from the Little League kid or Victor Hovland? The Little League kid hit the home run in the U.S. Championship game. The young man's name is Louis Lappy. Then he hit the home run, the walk-off to win the College World Series against Curaçao. Him or Victor Hovland, who, by the way, won $18 million to win the FedEx Cup. $18 million to win the FedEx Cup.
Give it to the low league. Give him some love. Because I did not give him love earlier. Let's give him some love.
That's what I was thinking, too.
I can't watch enough of that stuff.
So the Shepherd Rams, as they are known.
Rams?
The Rams.
Of course, yeah.
In jest, I was going to say the Shepherd Sheep, but then I found it.
Well, same thing.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, kind of, maybe. All right. The Shepherd Rams says my text machine. It says you do read the text line says you do read those from that number who sent all those. You do read these. Thank you for that. Question mark. Aggies bowl game last year. It says best UConn the previous year in NCAA. Lobos have never done anything ever. I don't even know what that means. Aggies win a bowl game last year. Best UConn the previous year in NCAA basketball. Lobos have never done anything ever. All right, there's a little Lobo hate to go with your Aggie hate. Then this one says there's no reason to even have a program in Albuquerque. and it said the Shepherd. I don't even know what I'm reading sometimes. Do you?
No.
But I read them. Thanks to Danny Gonzalez. He was with us today. Jim Rome Show is next. If you missed the Danny Gonzalez conversation, you can catch it on podcasts. It's available wherever you get them. SportsAnimalABQ.com. Click on the opening drive, and it'll be there. Jim Rome, then the Herd with Colin Cowherd. 2 Men On comes your way at 4. I believe we're back. Boy, I'm not hitting them today. I believe we're back at 7 a.m. tomorrow with more award-winning radio then. Adrian, great work. DC, terrific job today. Big day for you.
Huge day.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Game week.
Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll see you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.